This is a protective case for the Google Pixel 7a phone. I was sent this to review for free. If you wanted to purchase it, it would cost you about $9.99 or $10. So this case has a plastic back and a flexible rubber side. It has kind of buttons that are a little bit articulated. It has the speaker and USB-C slot, has a little microphone port, and the cutout for the camera. So I am going to place my phone in buttons first on this side, push it in that way, slide it in, and then snap this thing in place. And so that fit my phone very well. It's certainly not coming out unless I pull on it and twist it out. The camera is pretty well recessed behind this bezel, so it gives a little bit of extra protection on the camera side of things. Hard plastic there, rubber bumpers on the sides. The front is, the phone is in a little bit from this edge, so if you set it down on a flat surface, the phone won't touch, only the edge of the case will touch. So this looks like it gives pretty good protection. It adds, just a little bit of bulk to the phone. It's not too bad. There's no kickstand or anything that folds out of it. You can still plug a USB-C cable into that as long as it's not too big around. It's pretty good, generous, tolerances there for a cable. You probably won't be able to plug in accessories with really wide parts, but pretty much any cable should be able to plug in there. From a wireless charging standpoint, this case does not interfere with wireless charging. My phone is doing its full 7.5 watts, which is the max the phone can do. So, it's a little thick there, but the plastic doesn't get in the way of the wireless magnetic inductive charging. All right, so comparing this case to two other cases I've reviewed, it's a kind of happy medium. This guy here is bigger, thicker, plasticier. It has the kickstand though, so you get the kickstand feature, which is the main win for this case. Size-wise, this case is still just slightly smaller than that guy. It's about the same thickness though. And so the big advantage of this liquid air case is that it's thinner. So size-wise, you get a couple of millimeters here and a couple of millimeters there, because this is all rubber, there's no plastic on it. But it's the thickness that's really the difference between these two cases here. So if you're looking for something a little heftier, a little thicker, provide a little more protection, especially around the camera bump out here, this case here will give you probably a little more protection than the super thin case. It does make it a little bit thicker in your pocket. And I carry my phone in my pocket, and so I go with the thinnest case that I can get, even if it's not quite as much protection. So parts of this case are rigid plastic and parts are flexible rubber. So I suspect removing the phone from the case will be a little bit of work. I got a corner kind of popped out on that side and this side, and I'm trying to get the whole edge out, and I'm going to push on the camera on the back. I don't like pushing on the camera on the back, but I'm doing it. So there, I pushed it out and it pops out. So it's not onerous and difficult to remove. It takes, some fiddling to get that to happen. So it's not quite as easy to remove as a full rubber case where the entire case deforms, but it didn't take me too much longer to get it out. So personally, I'm going to be sticking with the super thin, lightweight case. It doesn't provide as much protection as these two. If I were choosing between these two, I'd probably go for the one with the kickstand, because if I'm carrying around that extra width and bulk, you might as well get a kickstand with it. Now it is just a little bit thicker because of that kickstand, but at this point these two cases are very similar in size and heft, and I suspect protection, so I would probably go with the kickstand just to have that extra kickstand feature. Now you should know this guy is a two-part case, so you have to pull out the red bezel, put that bezel on your phone, and then snap it back into the rubber case. So it's even harder to get the phone in and out of than this guy. So for ease of getting the phone in and out, this guy's not hard, but it takes a bit of time. This guy's medium and this guy's the easiest. From a protection standpoint, this guy probably gives you the least protection. You got the rubber bumpers. I've dropped this phone in that case. It hasn't broken yet. These two give you a lot more protection on this side and this side, because they're a lot thicker and the phone is farther recessed into them. It's hard to judge, but I suspect these two cases probably provide about the same amount of overall protection to your phone. So from a protection standpoint, I'd say these guys are high, this guy's medium.